Okay, welcome to today's slow flow practice. Just begin coming into a seated position. And it's your choice if you want to start cross-legged or if you want to bring the bottoms of your feet together like a book. But however you choose, I want you to push yourself back so you're sitting up nice and tall, as if there was a wall behind you. And if you have a wall handy, you can always lean up against it. We're so much in forward flexion that we can shorten the muscle on the front of the spine, the psoas muscle, and then, once that shortens, we slowly start hunching and closing off and, creating tension other places. So let's at least give ourselves this opportunity, coming to the practice, sitting up nice and tall. And suss around and feel the sit bones root down into your mat, and let that be a grounding point for you. And then imagine you can feel that grounding move up the spine. Maybe you take a full inhale, you feel the rib cage expand. And then as you exhale, you continue to move up the spine and you feel the scapula slide down and away from the ears. If you want, you can give yourself a few shoulder shrugs and place the palms in the lap. And then bring the ears back just a little bit so you have this opportunity to create a nice long spine in the back. Because even when we jump forward, we shorten the spine. And this time as you inhale, feel the inhale start at the base of the spine. Keep inhaling as you move up the spine. And then all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhale, feel the breath return back to the base of the spine. Let's collectively take 3 breaths like this just to bring ourselves into our practice. Empty everything out. And then let's take a nice full inhale to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just take this next minute to find your rate, your depth for your breath in this practice. subtly start moving, connecting the breath and the movement. So the palms are on the lap. And then when your next inhale happens, slowly just guide the chest forward in a seated cow pose, looking up. And then as you exhale, find your seated cat. And you can let this start at the base of the spine. So as you inhale at the base of the spine, slowly start bringing the spine, the sternum forward, looking up. And then cat pose as you exhale, starting at the top and working your way down. And eventually you may feel that this can quicken. Or you may feel very comfortable with the pace or slowing it down. And then if you would like, you can stay with the seated cat-cow, or you can come to a neutral spine and maybe start making some circular motions. So if you choose to go circular, come with a straight spine and slowly bring the chest forward. And the spine comes straight. So it's just gentle movements, and maybe you use one full inhale with one rotation, one full exhale with the next rotation. And then the next time you find yourself in a neutral spine, if you're going the rotation route, reverse direction. And then slowly and carefully find yourself neutral. Great. Just take a few breaths here and feel the energy move that you just created. And if you use that breath pattern, drawing the energy up, it's like you're directing the energy, so you just didn't create it and throw it out there. And then collectively take one more full inhale. And exhale. Gently and carefully roll over your calves and come into a tabletop pose. So palms are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Maybe you can suss around a little bit. And then find your cat-cow once again via the tabletop route. So see if you can start the movement of your, say, cow pose from the base of the spine, dropping the belly, looking up. And then cat as you exhale. And your pace may change, and that's up to you. You're connecting the breath with movement, and you're paying attention to the subtle movements. Maybe notice where you have a little more mobility, a little more freedom, and then maybe notice where you have some sticky spots. And then And if you want, you can always add variation, maybe doing C shapes with the spine, or coming into child's pose and coming forward. Knowing that whatever movements and variations you are taking, there is no right or wrong, because you are connecting your breath with the movement you need in this practice. I'm taking 3 big cycles of breath, and I'll let you complete whatever movements your spine is calling for. And then take a child's pose after this cycle of breath. In your child's pose, really reach your arms forward. Rock the heels back, lift and spread the fingers. Feel the forearms connect into the mat. Rock the head from side to side. Feel the bum reach towards the heels. And take a full cycle of breath. And then when your inhale happens, gently and carefully rock forward into tabletop pose. Tuck under toes and send the hips up high to the sky for your first downward dog. We will be here, or you will be here, for 10 breaths. So you can take the feet wide. You can keep the feet hips distance apart. Some of you will want to flow between plank and downward dog. Some of you will want to bicycle the heels. And some of you are just going to focus on stillness. 5 more breaths. Two more breaths. Last breath, and meet with your feet hips distance apart. Reach your right leg high to the sky for your first 3-legged downward dog. Bend the knees, stack hips on top of each other, and spread the toes. If it feels good, maybe you make circles with the ankle or the knee. And then find your 3-legged downward dog. And then as you exhale, right knee comes to nose, round and squeeze. 3-legged downward dog. And then step your right foot through to your hands, high runner's lunge. And then drop your left knee. And you can untuck your left toes. All right, from here, I want you to take a nice full inhale. Exhale, allow the right knee to come over the right ankle. Your job is to make sure that the weight on the right foot stays even, that you don't roll in or out. One more breath. And then exhale everything out. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Maybe it's not necessarily reaching the bum towards the heel, but straighten the right leg and allow the right toes to lift. See if you can spread the toes and try to keep the second toe in line with your knee. And then if you want, you can slowly walk your hands forward, coming into a fold, or you can stay up tall. One more breath. And then when your exhale happens, roll forward into your low lunge. Tuck under your left toes, lift your left knee, right foot meets left foot, plank pose, first plank pose. So let's stay here for 2 solid cycles of breath. You can always drop your knees. One more breath. And then collectively, if you haven't already, drop your knees, your chin, your chest, keeping the elbows close. And then inhale, lifting chin, lifting chest, cobra pose. 1 full cycle of breath here. And then as you exhale, nose to the mat, push up into your plank and then downward dog. 3 breaths. Beautiful. Lift your left leg high to the sky and bend your left knee, stacking hips on top of each other, spreading the toes, making circles one direction. And then the other. Knees can get involved too. And then left leg comes high to the sky. Left knee to nose. Left leg comes high. And then left foot steps through to the hands. High runner's lunge first. And then drop the right knee. When your next exhale happens, take the left knee over the left ankle. And the focus here is to give yourself a nice solid stretch in the right quad, but also to make sure that you're not favoring one side of the left foot over the other as you deepen the lunge. 1 more breath, really focusing on your foundation here, your grounding equally. And then when your inhale happens, straightening your left leg first. The bum towards the right heel isn't the goal here. And then allow the left toes to rise, left heel stays planted, and then line up the second toe with the knee. It's your choice if you want to fold deeper or stay high, or maybe somewhere in between. Keep the shoulders drawing down and away from the ears. 1 more breath. And then find your low lunge. Taking it through your flow, tuck under right toes, lift right knee, left foot meets right foot, plank pose, 2 breaths. And then drop the knees, the chin, the chest, elbows close, and then find your cobra on the inhale. And then push back into your downward dog on the exhale. 3 breaths. All right, right leg comes high to the sky. This time, right foot comes to the outside of the right hand. So you have your lizard pose, just for a second. All right, and then drop your left knee. And then you can keep your left toes planted or not, but I want you to roll onto the outside of the right foot, drawing the right knee towards the ground. So you're setting up for half corkscrew, and you get this nice stretch started in the internal rotator muscles of the hip, external rotator muscles. 1 more breath. And then plant your right foot on the outside of the right knee. And from here, lift your right hand high to the sky. And then we'll take it to, or you'll take it to the back side of the corkscrew pose. So then bend your left knee so the left foot is coming high and reach back for the left foot. So you should feel a little bit of a quad stretch. And then drop your left leg, right hand comes high to the sky. Right hand comes to the inside of the right foot, tuck under your left toe. Right foot meets left foot for your plank pose. And let's connect breath with movement here. So take your full inhale. As you exhale, lower down. Find your back bend on your inhale. And then downward dog on the exhale. 3 breaths here. Beautiful. Lift the left leg high to the sky. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop the right knee for your lizard. And then slowly drop the left knee, coming onto the lateral edge of the left foot. So the first part of corkscrew. One more breath. And then plant the left foot. This time, reach the left arm high to the sky. Bend the right knee, reach the right foot up for a gentle quad stretch. Some of us can reach our foot, others of us can't, and that's okay. One more full cycle of breath. And then gently reach the left hand high, set the right foot down, left hand to the inside of the left foot. Tuck under right toes, have left foot meet right foot, plank pose. And then slowly and carefully take it through the flow, meeting in your downward dog. One more full cycle of breath in downward dog. Beautiful. Okay, from here, reach your right foot high to the sky. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Set your left heel down and turn your left toes out more as if they were for warrior two. So the left toes aren't pointing towards the top of the mat, but towards the side of the mat. And then when you're ready, inhale, draw yourself up. So you're in a very wide warrior one. So you should really feel stable here. Okay, nice bend into the right foot and then pressing out to the outside of the left foot. If you want, you can lift and spread the left toes and then set the left foot down. Arms come up high to the sky. Arms slide, shoulders slide down and away from the ears. One more breath. All right, from here, bring your arms behind you and interlace your fingers. Press the palms or the fists down and look up. Slowly start straightening the right leg without locking the right knee. And then hinge forward, slow as can be, until you hit about the halfway point. And from here, I really want you to focus on pushing down through all aspects of the feet. Crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone reaches back. So you're in this like warrior one, pyramid, humble warrior variation. There's a lot going on here. And then reach the arms parallel to the ears, fingers reach forward. And then rooting down through your feet nice and strong. Inhale, draw yourself up. Bend back into your right knee. And then bring the right or both hands to the inside of the right foot. Spin the left heel up and then same thing here. Step right foot back to meet left, plank pose. Carefully take it through the flow or skip it. Come into downward dog. Two more breaths. Last breath. From here, plant the right foot down, left leg comes high. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. Spin the right foot down, right heel comes down. And then when you're ready, come up into the wide-legged warrior one. And settle in. If you want to hear, you can always cactus your arms and look up. Give yourself a nice little heart opener. And then bring the arms behind you. Interlace the finger. This time change the cross of the thumbs. And then slowly start straightening the left leg and then hinge forward. Until you find your halfway point. The feet are rooted down completely. And imagine that the spine is reaching and growing long away from each other. Know that your feet and your legs are your foundation here. They're holding you up evenly. And then reach the arms parallel to the ears, fingers reach forward. And then use your inhale to draw yourself up, nice straight spine. Exhale, hands come to the inside of the left foot, spin the right heel up, left foot meets right foot, plank pose. And then it's your choice, how do you want to flow? Or do you just want to meet in downward dog or take a child's pose? Knowing I give you a 2-breath warning. So you're in this downward dog for 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Last breath. Okay, from here, walk your feet to the back of your hands, finding your fold. Your halfway lift. Fold forward. And then with the feet planted, reach the arms up high to the sky. Nice full inhale. And then bring your arms down to the side as you exhale, mountain pose. So coming up nice and tall. You've created a solid foundation in your legs. Let's keep that and let's see what's going on up in the torso. So reach the arms up high. Settle into your chair pose. So coming onto the heels, lift and spread the toes. And you know what? It doesn't have to be a deep chair either. You know, just a little bit. Just enough so you have your foundation. Slide the shoulders down and away from the ears. And then bring the hands into heart center. And then slowly start adding a twist. So taking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Looking over your right shoulder. Stay with your breath. One more full breath. And then as you inhale, just imagine that it's just your torso rotating back into center. And then rotating over to the other side. So right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Spine is growing long. Imagine when you were reaching your arms forward, that nice long spine you were creating so you can get your deep rotation. Two more breaths. And then come back into your center. Come back into your chair. Stay with me. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Great. Halfway lift. This time, plant your hands and your right foot comes back. Set yourself up for a true warrior one here. So when you're ready, the heels line up with each other. Reach the arms up high. Bend in the knees. Warrior one. And then hands come onto the hips. Straighten the left leg. And then slowly start hinging forward. Pausing halfway if you would like, or coming now into a pyramid pose. So the hands can come to the outside of the left leg, nose comes to the knee, or you can stay halfway lifted. But wherever you're at, really keep the spine growing long. Don't let the shoulders roll in on each other. And if you want, you can lift and spread the toes and push each toe down onto the mat. Beautiful. Draw yourself up. And then slowly open up to the right side of your mat in a 5-star pose. So the legs are wide, the arms are out to a T. Reach the crown of the head forward. And then reach the arms up high. And then exhale, open up to warrior two to the back of your mat. So the right toes are pointing to the back of the mat, the left toes are forward, and you're in your warrior two facing the back of your mat. So it's your first warrior two. Be nice and strong. If you want, you can flip the palms up. You can flip the palms down. Flip the palms up and down. And then from here, drop the left hand to the back of the left thigh. Right hand comes high to the sky, peaceful warrior. If you want, you can slowly take your gaze and look towards the back of the left foot. And then wherever you're at, look up at your right hand. Straighten your right leg. And then slowly hinge forward again. So the torso is coming back into the warrior two. Walk your left foot in just a little bit. You'll come into your triangle pose. So reach the right arm forward, left hip back, drop right hand, left hand high to the sky, triangle pose. If you have issues with blood pressure, keep your gaze at your left toe. And then from here, draw yourself back up into your warrior two. Hands are on your hips. Rotate so you're back wide. And then slowly hinge forward and fold. Place the hands in underneath your face. Keep your spine nice and long. So if you fold it all the way down, bring yourself up halfway. And from here, let's pause for a brief moment so we can feel the crown reach away from the tailbone. So you feel like you have some space. Maybe the belly button's coming into the spine. And then with the left hand underneath the face, reach the right arm up. Little rotation. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Give yourself your rotation so it's like you're guiding your sternum up. And then slowly rotate. One more time, right hand comes high to the sky. And then drop, left hand comes high. And then drop. And then slowly walk your hands to frame your left foot, coming into your high runner's lunge, the top of your mat. And then left foot meets right foot, plank pose. And then take it through your flow. Meet in downward dog. Two more breaths. Last breath. And then walk the feet to the back of the hands, finding the fold. The halfway lift with the straight spine. Your fold. And then reach the arms up high. Settle back into your chair pose. Maybe it's a little deeper, maybe not. Maybe you're finding that tucking the tailbone under and keeping the straight spine means coming up a little bit on the bend of the knee. Hands come into prayer. All right, here we go. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Take your twist. Gaze is looking out over your right shoulder. Two more breaths. And then use your inhale to rotate the torso over to the other side. So right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Looking out over the left shoulder. Two more breaths. And And then come back into center. Arms come up high. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. This time the left foot comes back, high runner's lunge, and then set yourself up for your warrior one. So the bend is strong in your right knee. Great. Hands come onto the hips. Straighten the right leg. Not so you're locking the knee though. And then take your full inhale. As you exhale, hinge forward. Pause halfway. Take a nice little inventory of how you're rooting down on your feet, how your spine is growing long. And then you're making choices. Do you want to come into pyramid pose or do you want to stay about halfway lifted? If you're staying halfway lifted, I want you to focus on keeping the belly button coming into the spine, the length growing long. If you folded forward, be mindful that you're not allowing the shoulders to roll in. One more breath here. And then use your inhale to draw yourself up into your warrior one. And then open up to your warrior two, facing the back of the mat. So the left toes are pointing forward and you're looking out over your left hand. And last time you flip palms up or palms down. This time, if you want, you can flip the palms back and then forward. Forward. And then find the palms are down in a traditional warrior two. And then drop the right hand to the back of the right thigh. Left hand comes high to the sky. You can stay looking at the left hand or you can slowly roll the chin to the chest, looking out at the back of the right foot. And then from here, everyone's looking up at the left hand. Come back into your warrior two. Step the right foot in a little bit, straighten the left leg, send the right hips back. Left hand comes down, triangle pose. Keeping your gaze at your left foot or looking up at the right hand or keeping a neutral gaze. And then watch your right hand come to the inside of the left foot. And then walk yourself back wide onto the mat. I guess last time I had you come via warrior two, but this is just as well. And folding forward, this will be a restful wide-legged fold. So some of us are gonna feel good coming deep. Others of us are gonna feel good coming wide. Or on forearms. You have 5 breaths here. 4. 3. 2. 1. And then slowly walk your hands so they're about half, so you can come into a halfway lift. And then rotate your toes so the right foot is forward, walking back facing the top of your mat, finding your high runner's lunge. Right foot meets left foot, plank pose. And then gently and carefully taking it through your flow. And meeting in downward dog. Two more breaths. Last breath. And then I want you to drop your knees. And then slowly bring yourself into hero pose or rock pose. So that's where you're sitting on your heels. We're just here for a brief moment. I want you to realign, tuck the tailbone under, spine comes nice and tall. Great. Okay. Next up is camel. So we'll do half, or you'll do half camel. So come up tall on the knees and place the hands at the small of the back. You can have the fingertips point up first. So come forward, tuck under your toes. That might feel good just to get your foundation before we go any further. All right, so take a full inhale. Sigh out the exhale. Inhale, slowly lean back, just gently. So it gentle, whatever that looks like, that could just be looking up. So you have this gentle external rotation starting in the shoulders. I want you to see if you can release the glutes. If you're squeezing the glutes, that might be putting a little compression on the low back. One more breath. And then as you inhale, draw yourself back up and come to sit, rest onto the heels. So you have that straight spine that you've been working on throughout this practice with the gentle rotations and the gentle twist. But here you're keeping your spine nice and long, and then you're revisiting when you moved all the energy around, what it feels like to have a nice straight spine, and feel the energy move up and down. Camel can be a little bit of an intense heart opener. So just take a breath here, one more. Feel the energy you've created. Sometimes it can be vulnerability. And then when you're ready, draw yourself back up. This time, keeping the toes tucked under, reach the arms up. And then take your full inhale. As you exhale, lean back like your hands were there, and then reach the left hand for the left heel. If you want, you can have blocks, or, if you don't want to take the back bend deep, then come back tall, place the left hand to the back of the low back, and then lean back gently. Reach the fingertips nice and high. So wherever you're at in your camel. And then let your inhale guide you back up. Exhale, come back into your hero pose. Nice and tall. One more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing yourself back onto your knees, tuck under your toes. Reaching your arms up. And then just for continuity's sake, I'm going to show with the right hand on the small of the back. Take your full inhale. As you exhale, reach back. Oh, I'm sorry. It'd be reaching back with the right hand. Or other side for your half camel. And I just realized for continuity, I'm not even showing it the same way. So I'm just going to roll with whatever. Clearly my body's asking for something else. One more breath here. Stay with it. And then as you inhale, bring yourself up. Exhale, come back onto your knees, back into your hero pose. Stay here for one full cycle of breath. And then find your way into your child's pose, where you'll be for the next 3 breaths. And one of the reasons why camel can be a little bit of an intense heart-opening pose, it's not because we aren't giving love and aren't giving of our own heart. It's because we aren't always receptive to that. And that receptivity can be very impactful to our vulnerability. So that's one of the reasons why camel can be a little bit intense. And that's why the pose is to just align and rest the spine and allow this energy to move up and down is so important. All right, from your child's pose, slowly bring yourself back up into your table. And then tuck under your toes, lift your hips up high to the sky. Give yourself a good downward dog. So find the sweet spot for you tonight where the feet are just perfect. Maybe it's a little bit wider than hips distance. Maybe it's hips distance. Maybe it's even toes together. Hands are planted nice and strong. And then leaning forward into your plank pose, dropping the knees, the chin, the chest, and then flipping over onto your back. So we're not rushing anything, but now we're supine. Okay. Hug the knees into your chest, wrap the arms around the shins, give them a squeeze, rock from side to side. And then keep the right knee hugged in and set the left foot down. You created partial corkscrew pose in the beginning, so you're going to end with the full corkscrew pose. So your left foot is planted. You'll take the right knee, hug it into the shoulder, and then take a hold of the right toes. And then, so it's half happy baby right here. And you can reach your right leg as straight or as little as you would like, okay? But feel your left foot grounded down here, and then allow the left knee to drop off. And then it's yogi's choice. Do you want to straighten the right leg even more, or do you feel like bringing the right knee in a little deeper? Staying here for 3 full breaths. Think of the 5 count breath. That's how long this 3 cycles is going to be. And then slowly set your left foot flat. Have your left knee meet the right knee, hugging into chest. Maybe rocking from side to side, or maybe taking a pelvic clock. And then you're switching sides. So plant the right foot down, right knee is up. Hug the left knee into the chest. Give yourself some peace fingers. Take a hold of the left toe. Find half happy baby here. Maybe extend your left leg up, maybe not. Feel your right foot totally planted, and then drop the right knee off to the side, allowing the toes to lift, the inner part of the right foot to lift. Maybe suss around one more time, finding where the left leg needs to be. And then we're breathing for 3 full cycles of breath. And then slowly bring the right foot flat onto the mat. Hug both knees into the chest. Maybe rocking from side to side. And then take your arms out to the AT. Knees are still into your chest. And then allow the knees to fall over to the right side. So they're stacked on top of each other. Feel the knees connect. And then you're still looking up towards the sky. I want you to suss around and feel the shoulder blades here. Get comfortable on the shoulder blades. Get solid. Don't let them creep up towards the ears. And then take the gaze and look out over the left shoulder. Give yourself a little deeper twist if you would like. And then look back up towards the sky. Use your inhale to bring the knees into the chest. Use your exhale to allow the knees to fall over to the left side. Feel the connection with the legs onto the ground. Suss around again with the shoulders. Sometimes they can lose their bearings along the way. And then when you feel the foundation is settled, look out over the right shoulder. Give yourself a little more of a twist. Empty everything out on your exhale. Look into center, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. And then with the knees hugged into the chest, I want you to pause for a second and I want you to feel your spine completely connect onto the mat. I want you to feel some balance and some equanimity. And then bring the arms down to the side, legs come up high for a little legs up against the wall. If you have a physical wall handy, you can always come there. If you have another inversion in your practice, or maybe you want to take happy baby, you may go there now. We're staying here for 5 long cycles of breath. On your next exhale, come out of your inversion, bringing the knees into the chest. And then extend one leg long, followed by the other. Give yourself a full body stretch. Bring your arms down to the side like a snowman, but maybe don't let them touch your body. If you're feeling a little receptive to all this energy you created, keep your palms up. But if you feel like you're buzzing a lot with energy, flip the palms down, ground down. Suss around with the shoulders, maybe rock the head from side to side. Maybe move the torso and the hips, the legs, the heels. And then find some stillness here for your Shavasana, knowing I am calling you back when it's time. All right. Slowly take a nice full inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make any movements that you need and slowly make your way onto your right side into a fetal position. Use your left palm to slowly push yourself up, coming into a seated pose. Sitting up nice and tall, root your spine back down. And I want you to take a few more cycles of breath, like you did in the beginning, feeling the inhale draw up the spine, and feel the exhale move back down. You've moved and created energy in this practice, and now you're focusing and directing it with the breath. Reach your arms up overhead. Bring the palms together in prayer, and as you exhale, bring the palms down. Thumbs to sternum, giving yourself a nice soft bow. I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. The light and love in me acknowledges and honors the light and love in you. Namaste.
Thank you.
You're welcome.